Let's go out with something really hot for these folks. A big hit out of 77. Ah, Star Wars. Nothing but Star Wars. Give me the Star Wars. Don't let them end. Ready?
Yep.
Ah, Star Wars.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Zoobox Goes to the Movies. We're continuing Star Wars Month. This is week 2 of Star Wars Month. We're doing nothing but watching Star Wars movies. Just drinking it all in. Drinking it all in. Dan has been loving it.
So much.
Dan loves it. I'll say this, because Dan kind of powered through the rest of the movie. So he watched the prequel trilogy and then powered through the rest of what we're going to talk about over the next couple episodes, other than the new one, obviously, within like 2 days. I don't know if that's a good move. I'll be honest with you.
I don't know.
We'll get into it. We'll talk about it. All right, but anyways, this episode is going to be primarily focused on the original trilogy, the 1977 classic Star Wars: A New Hope, followed by Empire Strikes Back, and then ending with Return of the Jedi. I think we might have a little tiny bit of Rogue One talk. I don't know if there's really much to say about Rogue One, honestly.
Just watched it last night.
Yeah, and that's why he's creaming over here. He loved it. He was texting me. He was like, "Oh my god, can we watch this? Like, can we do a whole episode on Rogue One?" I said, "Buddy, I don't got time for that. I know you love Star Wars
so much."
But anyways, but yeah. So I don't know. So let's just go through it, man. Let's just start episode 4, A New Hope.
A new joke.
Written and directed by George Lucas. Originally came out in 1977, starring Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, and Carrie Fisher.
Yep, sure did.
Also starring Chewbacca.
Very sure. Very true.
So what did you think of A New Hope, Dan? I mean, Dan talks shit about The New Hope. It's kind of like a meme in our life. Dan's always like, "Oh, it sucks just like New Hope."
It's okay. I try to forgive it. I try to forgive a lot of it when I'm watching it, saying, "Hey, they didn't know there was going to be more movies before or after. Hey, they didn't, But it's such a travesty going from This is why you can't watch episodes 1 through 3 first. You can't.
Well, you have to.
The veil drops immediately. Obi-Wan doesn't recognize R2-D2. I have no idea who the fuck that thing is.
Oh, all that shit is stupid. Yeah, all the stuff, all the fan service stuff they added in the original prequels. Yes, I would agree with you. It makes this feel incongruent.
Well, you're just how the fuck do you not recognize one of the main people or droids you knew?
Oh, because that was
entire time.
Maybe he was lying. He was being mysterious.
Oh yeah, for the sake of who? He goes and tells Luke that his father is Darth Vader.
Well, yeah, later. I mean, he tells him what he needs to know.
Yeah, but why?
Call to adventure. I don't know. It's the rules.
Exactly. It's ridiculous. But I have this feeling when I'm watching it, I'm trying my best to sit there and go, okay, originality is a 5. It's not, and it's meant to be. It's very similar to these great Greek, mythological stories and blah 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 history, fable.
It's mainly riffing off of space soap opera adventure serials like Flash Gordon. That's actually it has the lightsabers and the laser guns and all that shit. That's a direct reference to Flash Gordon.
So yeah, that's great. Still not that interesting. It's just not that interesting.
It's kind of like the same way that how Quentin Tarantino reappropriates a genre or a style,
Japanese films and with the
or whatever. He does his own version of the genre. Mm-hmm. Like he does his own version of a western, his own version of a kung fu movie, his own version of a crime. It's kind of like George Lucas was like, well, I'm going to do my version of a space opera, and then same thing Spielberg and Lucas, and they did Indiana Jones. They're like, we're going to do our version of a Saturday morning serial. Like we're going to do that, and that's essentially what they did.
But at least Indiana Jones is not necessarily connecting to each other.
Well, there's actually. Well, I'm sorry. What?
I was going to say they're not connected to each other though. They are through the character, but that's pretty much it. There's no.
It's more akin to James Bond than it is.
Yeah.
Well, until Daniel Craig's James Bond movies.
Right.
But Lucas was a big fan of Akira Kurosawa. There's actually a lot of like references and kind of story beats taken from Akira Kurosawa, because Akira Kurosawa also was like a big kind of proponent of the monomyth and the hero's journey. Joseph Campbell, Hero of 1,000 Faces. Mm-hmm. And so they kind of, I can't remember the name of the movie that Star Wars is heavily modeled after. Something like Castle and the something. I don't know. I can't remember exactly, but it's very heavily influenced by that movie. Yep. So yeah. But I mean, I see, like, when you say things like, when you criticize it for originality, I don't know.
I know that's not the intention.
I can't really go there with you, because I'm like, it's just echoing other things.
I know.
Like,
okay, it's fine, but the characters are flat. There's nothing interesting going on. Fucking Obi-Wan doesn't give a shit the whole fucking movie. Why? And his uncle doesn't. Who dropped the dude drops Luke off at the end of the third movie on Tatooine because, yeah, we trust these people, I guess, and he's going to be safe here. Cool. Whatever. Princess Leia, somehow, some way, they end up raising her to be some sort of princess, and she's living this affluent lifestyle, so fuck Luke, I guess. Okay. Darth Vader doesn't know who Leia is. So why didn't they hide Leia better? Where is this coming from?
What do you mean? I mean, Leia was basically adopted by a senator.
Yeah. That's all bullshit.
Senator Jimmy Smits.
Yeah, it's all bullshit. Because
what do you mean? It's all bullshit?
Luke is left to be on a destitute. Why didn't they bring them both? Why did they split them up?
Because so they'd be safe.
Safe.
That's part of the ossification of who they are, is if they're not together. Because they're twins.
Because they can't be found, and then sure.
I mean, this is just a storytelling trope. It's not really that crazy.
It's fine. Listen, I just think it's bullshit. It's just bullshit. Because you leave into this false sense of reality where Luke just gets fucked over and over again throughout his life.
Yeah, but his life is not bad.
And then Obi-Wan shows up. Okay, I'm not saying it's bad, but what would you rather be? A fucking sand dude out there living like in a little farm, or being fucking Princess Leia chilling, dude? Probably getting food and grapes brought to her and all that stuff. Vitamin C is important to fight off the space scurvy. But it's just not very. You could tell it wasn't well constructed after. The story is so poorly constructed throughout the series. Okay, that when you go back to episodes 1 and 3, like I said previously,
you can't put that on those
and
movies.
I will.
No,
I can and I will. There's fucking episodes 1 through 3, Sean. Then it goes 4, 5, 6. I can hold if they're supposed to be connected.
You can't.
They should have done a better job.
You're gonna hold against the movie something that took place 22 years after it was made.
Yeah. Well, you kidding me?
That's some social justice warrior logic.
No, because it takes place before episode 4.
Yeah, I understand that the filmmakers might have fucked it up. That's just like holding The Hobbit against the Lord of the Rings.
Then don't call it fucking Star Wars then. Don't fucking bring me to this point where... Because, listen, Star Wars Episode 4, New Hope, it's okay. It's average. It's not this great film. The acting is subpar. Harrison Ford's the best in that fucking movie. Darth Vader is this fucking two-dimensional bullshit character.
It is. It's very simple.
It's just very simple story.
It's a simple adventure movie.
There is nothing great about that movie besides the special effects. Nothing great.
No, I disagree. I think it's just a solid adventure movie, and it was made at a time where those were not common. I mean, we live in the post-Star Wars world. We live in a world in a time where everything was influenced by the creation of Star Wars.
So you're going to be looking through the lens of 77 or whenever it came out.
No, not necessarily. I think just objectively, I can respect and appreciate what
it's not that I don't respect it.
And
doesn't mean I have to like it.
And I personally enjoy it. I think it's a well put together movie, and it accomplishes.
It is so poorly constructed. It is so sloppy, and it is paced horribly. The whole situations are ridiculous. It's just stupid.
It's episodic. It feels like 4 or 5 episodes of a show kind of put into a movie, and it's by design. But that's by design.
By design doesn't mean I have to like it. I don't care. It's shit. It does nothing there, dude. There's no substance. So when the movie blew up, then they can go, okay, well, we can make more,
Well,
so let's try to stretch it out.
How does it have no substance? It has just classic archetypes, and
Yeah,
the
I know.
subtext is very positive.
I've seen plenty of movies that do it better.
Yes, all that probably came after Star Wars.
Oh, come on, dude.
You got
Like, no way. The Ten Commandments, dude. It's basically the Ten Commandments. I can.
No, it's not. It is
Hey,
not the Ten Commandments.
hey. You know, if you kind of think about it, if you kind of really think about it hard.
Yeah.
No,
Sure. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. No, but it's all these. You're gonna tell me the Ten Commandments isn't some sort of this big epic story? Ben-Hur.
It is.
These are all these types of character.
Yeah, they have versions. Well, Ben-Hur more than Ten Commandments, but Ben-Hur has a version of the hero's journey. Sure.
Yeah, the hero's journey has been told throughout time. I don't think Star Wars showed up and it was. That's it, dude. That's like this.
Well, it was a novel idea. What they did was
fucking Rocky came out before that shit. That's the story of a goddamn hero.
Now, see, you want to talk a movie with poor pacing. So how can you give you could give credit to Rocky by
Rocky's the least interesting.
Yeah, Rocky is the least interesting?
It's at least interesting. It's at least it's original in the sense of you have the street rat guy going around fighting these low tier matches, and at least it's fun and it's interesting and the characters actually stick out to you.
Well, that's just a preference. I mean, because I could say the same thing about Star Wars. I mean, Star
Wars is become this over bloated just monster.
Yeah, but you're talking about. I don't care about the shit.
I'm talking about A New Hope. I'm talking about New Hope.
I know,
it's an over bloated mess that people fucking stand up because it was pinnacle of its time and it was this new thing when it came out, and I respect that. Doesn't mean I have to like it. Doesn't mean it's aged well.
But you're confusing me trying to tell you to. I'm not telling you that you need to like it. I'm just making my case for why I think it's good.
Okay, but you're saying things that are
I don't care about all
pointed out.
I don't care about all the things. Yeah, and that's fine. It's okay if they're easy things to point out to say like that's what makes this successful. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it being easy to explain.
Listen, if that movie is just like Kroll, go watch Kroll and tell me that isn't a hero's journey. Go tell me that is some poorly constructed, poorly paced.
Actually, probably owes a debt of gratitude to Star Wars.
Probably. And guess what? 2 shitty movies doesn't equal a good movie, in my opinion.
How dare
I don't think it's that great.
Don't talk about Kroll like that.
You know what I'm saying? But there's really nothing there. There's no substance. There's
Kroll's
nothing.
A super fun watch.
It is a fun watch, and you also have to have patience with it and understand that it's
a movie of his time, like whatever.
And that's okay. It even for its time, I don't think it did that well.
But Kroll is a cult classic, if anything.
Right, but it's great for what it is because it's goofy, it's funny, it's a little weird. I can watch it, I can respect it. I don't like the movie. I don't like it. It's like Star Wars.
It's okay to like it, Dan. See, you're over here. You got like movie PTSD.
No, it's just I just don't.
I don't like it.
I cannot watch that movie. I can watch scenes of that movie and laugh, and it's funny because it's so weird and stupid.
Because you're better than the movie. You think
yes, but when I watched Star Wars, when it first came out, like you said, nothing had been like that. There had never been a movie of the space opera in this awesome epic scale. 100% understand why kids loved it, and there was this huge.
It's a kids movie. It's a kids movie.
But there's a huge fever pitch love for Star Wars.
But I don't care about the fandom. I could care less.
But that's the only reason I got to see the second one, which Empire Strikes Back is better.
You're talking about that's a cultural critique. It has nothing to do with the movie, the piece itself. I mean,
I think it does.
I mean, there's a lot of weird, shitty like film bros that love Paul Thomas Anderson and don't even understand his movies. They just think like they're just pretentious. And I mean, those people exist. It doesn't matter to me that they exist.
No, it has nothing to do. What I'm saying is the second movie, because we're talking about the trilogy. We're not talking about Just a New Hope. The trilogy, the second film, Empire Strikes Back, is fantastic. I enjoyed it. I went back.
Super engrossing.
But what's better about it? The characters are better. They're more fleshed out. There's actual substance to the film. There feels like there's risk. The cinematography is better. Everything's better about that film.
Yes, it is 100%.
The fuck, it's dark. It's fucked up.
That's why everybody says Empire Strikes Back is the best Star Wars
because
movie.
it's actually a good movie.
It is. No, it is. On its own, it's a good movie, but you can't really have it without the first one.
Yeah, but the first one is such shit.
But
They,
like
and
you
they
could just tell,
made enough money they could make a second one.
we touched on this a little bit when we talked about the prequels. It's like you're seeing the difference between like a good writer and a good director and George Lucas. George Lucas he's a good idea man. He's a journeyman. He does not like a super cool, good visualist. He's notoriously bad. Actors do not really like working with him. He's not very good at directing actors. But then you had Irvin Kershner, who's primarily known for dramas at the time.
Yeah.
He came in, Lawrence Kasdan rewrote the script.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's become a respected screenwriter. So that's why that movie is better from that perspective.
Okay, so it's better written, better acted, better directed, which makes it a good movie. Overall, the movie is just good. I'm not even saying I loved it, but it's a good movie. I can watch that movie, and I'm like, okay. But then you start thinking about A New Hope, and I want to fucking shoot myself. Yeah, but and then I start thinking about Return of the Jedi, and I want to fucking shoot myself twice if I could. Well, kill myself twice.
I would say for parts of Return of the Jedi, I like.
The first hour of Return of the Jedi is fantastic.
I don't really particularly like Return of the Jedi all that much.
But the first hour is great.
We'll get to that. First, we're going to talk about Empire Strikes Back.
There's nothing. It's a good movie. It's great.
Yeah, it's a good, fun movie. But what makes it great is the deeper characterization. But you need to have the foundation of A New Hope to get that, because in reality, not a ton happens in Empire Strikes Back. Like there's a few things that happen. Obviously, Luke goes to Dagobah, and then Han and Leia they're on the run. And they end up in Cloud City. Han gets captured at the end. Mm-hmm. Luke meets so there's 4 big things that happen. Luke meets Darth Vader, finds out that he's his father. It ends on a cliffhanger, cut off. But not a lot really. It's not a very plot heavy movie. It has things of major significance that happen, but it's not a plot-driven movie. It's a character-driven movie. And it proved that those characters were good. There was actually something worth exploring in the archetypes.
I guarantee if George Lucas would have directed it, it would have been just as bad.
It would have just been
episodes 1 through 3.
Flat. It would have been flat.
His idea of how to flesh it, and not to mention, the best character in New Hope is Han Solo. He's the best. He's awesome.
Yeah, but that's all
actually like it.
Ford.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Harrison Ford is great in that film. Mark Hamill is young, a little inexperienced, and he's okay. But he plays that character well. It's the innocent, bumbling his way through figuring shit out, led by Merlin. Also known as King Arthur. But I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm going, okay, there's no plan here. There's really no plan. It's so bad. The New Hope is so bad and cheesy. I can't.
You're being so over the top.
No, dude, it is that bad. I don't care what anyone tells me. When I watch that movie, I want to rage quit. I just go, what the fuck? Especially after watching episodes 1 through 3. That may have been my greatest mistake, because you go and watch them and you go, what the fuck were they thinking? Obi-Wan, why, introducing R2-D2 into the series and C-3PO.
They're just trying to serve an immediate audience rather than thinking about the larger tapestry.
Grow up, then. They have to take the blame, because when it goes into New Hope and it's in sequential order,
you can't do that time machine shit. So
what are you talking about? They could have done it when they filmed.
You can criticize the prequels and say a flaw of the prequels is that they're inconsistent with the original trilogy, but to blame the original trilogy.
It carries over.
But to blame the original trilogy for something that happened 22 years later.
No, it didn't happen 22 years later.
Yes, it was made 22 years after the fact.
John, that's not the fucking point. It doesn't matter when it was made.
I'm talking about reality. You're talking about
no.
fantasy timeline.
I'm talking. Yes, but how is that not? Should that not be represented in the films? George Lucas goes, we'll just ignore the New Hope.
Flaw of the prequels, not of the original trilogy.
But it leads to become a flaw then, because if it's all meant to be one story and you can view it in sequential order, it does. So how are you supposed to watch the films? 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3?
You can watch them however you want. I don't care. But
No, but
like,
how are you
can't.
supposed to
Also, I'm
view
saying,
it?
in principle, the idea of saying like, well, because they changed things 25 years later, now
Problem for me.
now there's a problem with the original trilogy. I mean,
Problem.
I don't see that
I do.
because I think they've always been presented as like kind of, they're obviously in the same timeline or whatever, but they're like separate, almost separate things.
That's stupid. No, it's not. Because the whole point of episodes 1 through 3 is to get Anakin to become Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And for all the Jedi to be killed. That's the only point of episodes 1 through 3. That's what's supposed to happen. We all know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Boom. So when I watch episode 4, if I'm watching in sequential order, how the fuck does Obi-Wan not recognize R2-D2? And it fucked with me so bad. I'm like, this guy, did he get amnesia? And they talk about the Clone Wars. When I'm like, did they talk about the first time they filmed it? Was that a part of it? I don't know. I can't remember because I didn't.
Well, the Clone
watch
Wars, they don't show them really in the prequel movies. There was actually a TV show.
No, I know. But in the
cartoon.
original New Hope, did they talk about the Clone Wars?
For
Because-
a second, yeah.
Right.
He just says your father and I fought in the Clone Wars.
I understand.
He was
I
the
just
best
don't know because you don't know how much
pilot.
George Lucas has fucking changed. You go back and watch the old ones, and it's so terrible. Oh my god, you're watching, and they impose all this digital shit in there that just throws me off every time I'm watching it.
Yeah, the special
it's so out of place.
editions were like a cool novelty back in 1997. but
Hot
now
shot first.
awkward as fuck. They changed it again too. He says something in the Disney Plus version.
I don't even know. I don't know.
Yeah,
What he
Greedo actually says like McCluskey or something before he shoots.
Sure.
They just keep messing with that. Every time there's a release of it, they try to do something different with the Han shot first thing.
I mean, but you watch that and it destroys the narrative. When 1 through 3, I don't care what
It
anyone
doesn't help
says.
his character.
It matters. 1 through 3 matters. So 4, why it was as simple as, hey, Obi-Wan gets fucking, I don't know, something happens.
You're
I don't
right.
know,
George Lucas should have went back and he should have digitally altered the film more, and he should have
Yeah.
added a scene where Obi-Wan winks, like digitally winks.
That would have been hilarious. That would have been hilarious. At least it would have made sense.
So that you feel that it's more consistent.
Well, because why would he hide that from Luke? Why would that be a problem?
I don't know. Why didn't he tell him he was Darth Vader? Like, I don't know.
Because they didn't have a fucking plan. So when they go to the second movie and then he goes, hey, do you know it'd be a great idea? Let's fucking say Luke and the Darth Vader. Okay, cool. Not bad. Listen, Empire Strikes Back is awesome. I fucking enjoy it. It's the only good Star Wars movie.
It's a really
The only
good looking movie too.
It's
got,
fantastic.
Like that Darth Vader versus Luke fight at the end is awesome. Like just the lighting is awesome.
And do you know what other really fucking irritates me? Okay, I'm fucking watching the old Star Wars, and these fucking lightsabers are ping pong, like fucking hitting metal. Dude, don't cut through. Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm okay.
It's
with
shit. I know. I'm just saying it irritates me because I see how
I don't
powerful
know.
they are in 1 through 3, and I'm like, what the fuck?
More inconsistencies. George,
Sure,
you need to make a new special edition called the Dan Edition.
Yeah, I want to see shit for real, dude. Because at the end of the day, what they should have done is fucking wash, dude. Start all over. That's what they needed to do, was wash. Let's go. Let's start from ground zero. Actually make a good series. It has potential. The characters are there. But George Lucas can't get his grimy little fucking hands in it anymore. But Disney won't do it. Disney will not. Do you know why they're ending the Skywalker series?
No, the fan base would revolt if that happened.
I don't give a fuck.
Freak
Fuck
out.
them. Fuck these nerds that don't know shit about filmmaking apparently.
They tried to test the waters about doing stuff in the original trilogy timeline. That's what like Rogue One and Solo were. They were testing the waters to see how people would react
Yeah.
if they eventually did do something like a remake of Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're doing. I mean, I don't know that as a fact or anything, but to me, that's kind of what it indicates, that like, oh, you guys are actually interested in maybe remaking those movies, and this is how you kind of build up to that.
Dude, this just, it's really hard for me because I go watch, Return of the Jedi, which I like. The first hour is actually on its own. It's really good, really cool. Luke's fucking badass. I like it. He has that progression. Yoda dies. All that shit. All pretty good until they decide to go fucking meet the Ewok. When the moment they go land, and they meet the fucking Ewoks, that movie is over.
Well,
until the last 15 minutes.
Yeah,
really.
all the stuff on Endor, and it's also like it's like redundant. Like we've already done this stuff with the Rebels. They're doing like the same thing again.
Dude.
The funniest part to me though you could say is ironically funny is how little Harrison Ford gives a fuck, because Harrison Ford famously wanted to die at the beginning of Return of the Jedi. He's like, I've taken this character as far as he can go. Like he's redeemed himself. He's come full. He's made a complete arc. There is nowhere left to take him. So, and it would be a good idea because it would raise the stakes for Return of the Jedi. It raises the stakes for those rest of the characters if he dies. It makes the movie feel more dangerous, like anything could happen.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously they didn't do that, and he was contractually obligated to be in Return of the Jedi, and you can just tell how little he gives a fuck. Like, that is a phoned-in performance. It reminds me of, like, if you see the theatrical cut of Blade Runner, and the studio forced him to do narration, so he did it so bad, hoping that they would never use it because it would be so bad. No, they used it. So he just gives like awful narration performance, and the studio used it anyways. And this kind of the same. I have the same vibe watching, especially this last time, Return of the Jedi, where it's like he just could not give a fuck. He just does not care anymore.
The inconsistencies with these films are so bad. They all are terrible at it, except Empire Strikes Back is pretty decent. But I'm watching the fucking scene on Endor where the little fucking Ewoks are having their battle, and they're fucking taking down stormtroopers with sticks and rocks, and they're in fucking armor, dude. It pisses me off. It is so. I know it's not meant to be serious. I know it's kind of made for kids, but it still pisses me off. How the fuck? What the fuck?
I always thought it was stupid because in my perspective, I was like, well, the rebels, like all this time, have not been able to do what these like teddy bears can do. But at the same time, I mean, if I were to be generous, if I were to play devil's advocate here, I would say, well, it's kind of like guerrilla warfare. It's kind of like when the first time people started fighting, when in the movie The Patriot.
Yeah, it's the start of guerrilla. Yeah.
Yeah, so the British troops, they weren't prepared for people moving, apparently.
Yeah, Sean, but they're not wearing fucking Star Trooper uniforms.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing that that's guerrilla warfare at the time, was like people just moving, not in a straight line?
Yeah.
They're like, oh my god!
Yeah, I mean that's why they had such trouble with Native Americans as well, because Native Americans didn't fight in the traditional sense, because the inaccuracy of their bullets. But listen, the frickin' Ewoks are throwing rocks, they're fucking everything up, and all of a sudden these dudes have everything perfectly placed. How long have they been having these fucking giant ass tree stumps hanging from the going Predator style, smashing shit? I'm blown away that they made it into the movie, that this was their fucking idea. It is so bad, dude. And not to mention, there is no consistency with the blasters from those big giant two-leg monster whatever things. So they shoot their little catapult contraption, doesn't blow up, nothing happens. Maybe 10 seconds later, they shoot a tree, and it just explodes and shatters. And I was saying, I'm like, dude, this is so bad. It's so poorly constructed. The story is ruined.
It's just contrived, and it was stupid. And we talked about a little bit, actually, the last episode, was that the original intention, when he wrote the first treatment, like the story treatment, the Death Star didn't happen until the end. Until Return of the Jedi, basically, right? Mm-hmm. So they had to redo the Death Star. They had to do it again.
No, they didn't, though. They chose to, exactly. So
I agree with you. It's so fucking lazy and stupid. Like, what's the difference between having the Death Star and then having just like Star Destroyers, a bunch of fleet of Star Destroyers or something? Like, you didn't need to do another Death Star. It was silly.
But honestly, that is the proof right there that this series is an accident. That all this was an accident. It was. If you were saying what you are saying,
everything's an accident.
No. Because if you look at the new trilogy, which we'll get to later, but if you look at the new trilogy, that's not a fucking accident. And then it still is an accident.
Yes, it is an accident.
Actually, do anything.
The original trilogy the new trilogy is way more of a haphazard, unplanned thing than the original trilogy
which still blows my fucking mind. How are you investing hundreds of $1 million, or back then
billions,
all this money, whatever?
Oh no, back then because it was piecemeal. They were making a movie at a time. They didn't have the idea of a franchise didn't exist in the same way that it exists
Star
today.
Wars was the start of fucking monster, these mega hit movies. Right?
Star Wars, Star Trek, those came in when they started making movies.
Lord of the
Star
Rings, blah, blah, blah.
Well, Lord of the Rings came later, but
I'm just saying as a trilogy, like those big blockbuster
Die Hard became is a franchise. Predator became a franchise.
Right, but there wasn't that intention of it being a trilogy when Predator started.
No. Right? But they just view it as a continuing series.
What I'm saying is it started that, like, when Lord of the Rings came out, they're like, we're making fucking 3.
Oh, no, when Lord of the Rings came out, everybody wanted a trilogy. So suddenly everything was
because of
designed...
movies like Star Wars and
but that's...
stuff like that.
Sure.
What started the big trilogy trend then? That Star Wars has to be one of the births of that.
I'm not saying that's incorrect. I'm saying sure.
But there's enough to say about the originals, is that they are at least Star Wars.
They feel like
Star Wars.
Yeah. What about? What did you? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Oh, you're good. I didn't have anything important. Go ahead.
But what did you? So you said you liked the last 15 minutes. So obviously you feel the same way I do. Like I really like all the stuff with Luke, basically.
Yeah, I think Luke's bullshit though.
The completion of Luke's arc is something I enjoy. I don't know if they really take the time to properly earn some of the stuff at the very end of the movie, but it makes sense. Like they've tracked it well enough over the 2 previous movies where you believe that like he does have a dark side, he does have anger issues. He has impulse control problems
for 5 minutes in the entire series. Yeah.
Well, at the end of but no, not necessarily.
And when does he ever get really mad in the first one? Oh, never. When does he get mad in the second one?
Empire Strikes Back.
When
he's fighting Darth Vader.
He doesn't get mad.
Yes,
he gets his ass kicked.
But he comes at him. That's why he gets his ass kicked. His mind is not quiet.
Whoa. It's not really like that.
It's not with the same intensity, obviously, as the Return of the Jedi.
Even Return of the Jedi. No, not really. He only does it for a second. For like 1 second of the entire movie. He loses his shit. And I know, but and then the whole fucking ending is retarded. It's so stupid.
He only killed that person for a minute. Well, that's all it takes.
The only person he killed, or he didn't kill anybody. Luke never kills anyone of importance anyway by choice. He does it as self-defense, the way of the Jedi, whatever. I don't know, man. It's such a shitty fucking series.
I like the resolution of his storyline. I like the idea that it's kind of sticks the landing with the hero journey, and that the idea that nobody is beyond redemption, even Darth Vader. Like it's a very important point. And that's what makes Darth Vader, or that's what separates Luke from Darth Vader, is that he never loses hope.
Until now.
Well, yeah.
But this whole fucking thing, dude. Listen, this whole entire Star Wars saga that is out right now is like a 5. The entire thing is a fucking maybe a 5. And every movie they put out, it dips. And it goes a little bit lower. And it goes a little bit lower. You have 1 good movie out of 7 so far. Most likely to be 8. 1.
There's way more than 7 then. There's 8, 9.
No. There's the Skywalker saga.
8. There's 8 of them.
There's 7 so far.
There's 8 so far.
8? Oh, 9. My bad. 1 out of 8, so almost 1 out of 9, most likely, is a good fucking movie. And I don't give a shit about story arc. I don't give a shit about the fucking themes and all this fucking bullshit.
Why do you like the work of Paul Thomas Anderson if you don't care about those types of things?
Whoa, no, that's not what I'm saying.
You're just like having a grievance with the aesthetic of the movie.
No, because they're so poorly made. The acting's bad. No, listen, dude. Paul Thomas Anderson, the difference between him and George fucking Lucas is he writes great scripts, great characters, and he brings them out on the screen. Whether the themes, all that stuff is obviously there too.
But part of what you don't just enjoy a movie on the shallow plane of like technical prowess. Like you don't. I know, you don't.
Which is why I'm not a fan of Avatar. Which is why I'm not necessarily thinking Lord of the Rings is an absolute masterpiece.
I'm not talking about special effects. I'm just talking about construction.
It's not good. I don't give a shit about construction. Is it a good movie?
You did.
No.
You said you
No.
thought they were poorly paced.
Everything is bad about those movies. There's nothing good. There's nothing good except.
Well, you can. Why is New Hope poorly paced?
Oh, maybe not paced. I don't know. One is flimsy. It's flimsy. It feels rushed in areas. Luke, it's very much like the new series.
I thought it kind of takes its time. It feels a little slow to me.
It is just so bad. I hate watching it. I hate every minute of it. I really do. I can't stand it. I can't stand how shitty these movies are because they're not good movies. I understand their themes. Harrison Ford's complete character arc is ruined because George Lucas has fucking decided to have a conscience or something. You know, there is, and what, George Lucas can go back 22 years later, whatever, make changes to these movies, and everyone is pissed about it. Not just me, all the hardcore Star Wars fans were pissed about it.
Everybody, nobody likes it. No.
Right, I can blame him for episodes 1 and 3 being so poorly constructed that they don't follow into episode 4. It's all the same bullshit. George Lucas sucks. He's not great. He's not original.
I disagree. Well, I don't.
THX 1138, not bad. Interesting substance there. It's not bad. What else? American Graffiti?
It's just a dystopian. I mean, it's pretty. If you read science fiction books, like
pretty fucking standard. Like he doesn't have an original idea in his fucking head. Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. Oh my
god, you're ridiculous,
dude. George Lucas sucks.
No, he doesn't. I don't think he's. I think he is a person that has like a specific role that he should fill. And other people should do like the directing and like polish the scripts and stuff. Actually, I mean, he could be a good screenwriter if I think he had people in his life that said, "Yo, do a second draft." Like, if anything is like holds the prequels back, is clearly all of those movies are first drafts. They're not. They have not been polished. They have not been refined. That's like when you see, and same thing with I would say with A New Hope. I think it's a little bit. It's refined in the sense that it's very streamlined and it's very straightforward. Mm-hmm. But then you see something like Empire Strikes Back, you're like, no, okay, that's something that was polished. That's something that was like they took their time and wrote, and they weren't churning those out every 2 years either.
Those were like 5-6 years apart, almost each, I think, something like that.
I think 4 years, I think, for Empire, and maybe 3 for Return of the Jedi.
I think Return of the Jedi came out in '84, I think, or '86 or something. They're bad movies. So you're just even substantiating it more for me. No, you're
just like they're just bad movies.
No, but you are literally saying it right now. You're like,
I don't
you're gonna
view
just
movies like
pass over the fact that they're one time.
I don't view movies in the same way that you do. Like
dude, I view movie. It's good or it's not.
Well, that's not.
It's that simple.
That's ridiculous.
It's. Do I get something from this movie? Do I enjoy it? Is there? I'm not this. Trying to be artsy fartsy about it.
I'm not being artsy fartsy about it.
I'm not. I'm not trying to be that way, being a stickler about everything, but I fucking hate Star Wars so much, and it offends me that many people like it. It offends me, Sean, on a personal level. It's like Avatar or Transformers. How the fuck?
But Dan, that's like you just hate populist things. No, it's not. Not even.
It is, dude.
Well, Dan, I could
poorly constructed narratives, shitty characters
of like. So what if I said, well, Sturgill Simpson is populist country trash?
Well, he's not, though.
Well, that's your opinion. I mean, but no, I think his songs are boring and they're long and they're all sound the same.
That's great. You can have your opinion. That's fine. You can have your opinion, of course. But there's nothing out there now having consensus. Not a lot of people like Sturgill Simpson. On the grand stage of country, he is not this guy, dude. He's not. Now, old school country listeners,
music videos
that's true.
On television that get millions of hits.
On television, YouTube, I don't know, maybe. So what? He has a loyal fan following.
He's a mainstream country guy. I mean,
no, he's not. No, he's not.
He's not as obscure.
Sean, how much country? How much country do you know? How much country do you listen to? Because I listen to a lot of country.
How much science fiction do you watch?
Obviously, not enough because I can't fucking enjoy this movie. Well, the whole Sturgill Simpson thing, I think, is a farce because he writes real country. That's real country.
The point I'm illustrating is that, like, you can just say kind of these vague things.
They're not vague. You said it yourself. The scripts are fucking one-time shots. They suck.
I said, yes, you can. I'm not defending the prequel trilogy. I'm saying that is definitely there's reasons why those movies are the way they are. I don't think they're as, but I also don't think they're as bad as maybe some people say they are.
They are bad. The only one you like thoroughly through the whole film, which you stated that you like probably New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, because you stick up for New Hope. The only one I thoroughly enjoy is Empire Strikes Back, because it's a well-constructed, well-paced movie.
Those are movies I can take, like something like Empire Strikes Back and separate it from like Star Wars and be like,
oh my god, that's such bullshit though. It's so bullshit.
No, I'm just being objective. I can do more than one thing in my brain at once, my friend.
No, because it's not being objective. Being objective is looking at the entire work of the series and saying that they have failed so many times in so many ways that they can't even be consistent when all George Lucas had to do was connect 3 and 4 together, which is the whole point of 3, and he barely fucking does it. And he barely fucking does it. Barely.
Well, he didn't really do it. I wouldn't say it's not very successful because he told the story that didn't need to be told, and he did not really bring the new elements that he brought forth weren't that interesting, and people didn't like them that much, like the midichlorians. That's kind of the big reveal of...
That one doesn't even bother me that much. At least fine, whatever, But
well, why not? Why doesn't it bother you? They don't even...
Because it's not a big deal.
They never mentioned midichlorians in the original trilogy.
Right. But that's the whole point of a prequel. You can delve into the history a little bit more. You can learn a little bit more. That's the point. Is that Obi-Wan doesn't say shit. He just dies.
Now you're okay with an inconsistency between the two?
It's not necessarily inconsistency though, because Yoda never brings it up, and neither does Obi-Wan. So it doesn't mean that it didn't happen. They just didn't bring it up.
Why wouldn't they bring it up? Why would they check Luke's Thetan level?
Well, I don't know, Sean. It doesn't look like they really had much to fucking have. They didn't have shit. Fucking Ben's living in a fucking cave. Goddamn, Yoda's living on some mud planet. Okay.
By his choice, Yoda just fucked off. It got too hot. He was like,
huge theme from the movies is they just fucking finding people. Gotta find Yoda. Go to a planet. He's always living.
Because it's something to propel the story. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's fine. It's not bad. But listen, all I'm saying is that I can see all the things that are okay about the movies and that make that interesting, and it's great that people love it. But I will not just give it a good old, big old grandiose thing saying, overall the series is good because it did this for the cinema, it did this for science fiction.
Sure, fantasy. Why not?
I don't have to. If I don't enjoy the movies, it's just like Transformers to me. They're over-bloated bullshit that doesn't make any sense.
Transformers are objectively like... other than the first one, I'd give the first one a pass.
I don't know, Sean. People really like those fucking movies, Sean.
Yeah, because people are dumb. But I think you can make intelligent, objective arguments about why those movies are fucking all over the place.
Same thing with the Star Wars series.
Not as clear. Not as clear at all.
How? Name one thing I said that's not true.
The fundamentals are pretty solid in terms of like being a movie and telling a story. They're consistent. They have a consistent tone, consistent feeling. I mean, granted, when we talk about the newer ones, that's a different conversation.
Wait, but you're gonna tell me that there is the tone is the same.
The prequel movies actually feel like fucking Star Wars movies. Like,
right, because that's what Star Wars was at the time.
No, but they feel like Star Wars. They feel like they are part of the same saga as the original trilogy.
I would say episodes 1 and 3 do. They have a similar feeling.
That's what I said. The prequels. They have a feeling.
Yeah.
A tone to them that feels in line with the original trilogy, because the original trilogy definitely has a tone and it has a style. And I think there's a consistency. I think there's a consistency there, and I appreciate, and I can appreciate that. Like that's fine. But in terms of like movies, those kind of movies, is it the same thing as like watching? For me, it's not the same thing as like watching There Will Be Blood or something like that. Like I'm gonna measure those completely differently than I'm gonna measure.
It's great.
It's just like I can eat McDonald's and enjoy it, and say, "Oh, that was satisfying."
Yeah, but if all people eat and consume is McDonald's and they don't know what real fucking food tastes like, then they think that's the only thing that exists, and that's Star Wars.
Anyways, I don't care about the larger cultural thing. That's a different discussion. That's an interesting discussion, but it's a separate... I can't blame the movies for how people react to them.
No, it's not about that. What I'm saying, if people hated Phantom Menace, okay, And most people don't even like Return of the Jedi. It just gets a pass because Empire Strikes Back is so good most of the time, and because New Hope's not bad.
People, I mean, there's a lot of Star Wars fans are sycophants. They just like anything that's Star Wars,
and they're not good. They're not good. They're just not good movies. That's the way I look at them. I'm rating the entire series up to this point a solid fucking 5, maybe. And the only reason they're getting by is because it's Star Wars. Nothing else really does it for me. The acting's not great. Characters aren't that great.
So you don't think the acting is good in Harrison Ford is not a good actor?
He's okay. He's Harrison Ford. He's always Harrison Ford.
In the movies, you don't think he's good? But he feels like more than just Harrison Ford. He feels like Han Solo feels like a character.
Yeah. He does until you realize
Indiana Jones feels like a different character than Han Solo.
I guess. He's a bad boy. Indiana Jones is kind of a bad boy.
So what I'm saying is it's not just that he just shows up and acts like Harrison Ford.
Sean, he has always know it's Harrison Ford.
Yeah, of course you do. But he has a natural charisma. I wouldn't deny that. But
yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But
also very handsome.
Han Solo's awesome. Everybody else sucks.
I think Carrie Fisher is not bad.
In the second one, she's not bad.
I'd say in all of them. I think they all meet their goals. They have the goals that they're trying to accomplish as a storytelling medium, and they achieve those goals.
They're trying to get by, dude. That's all they're trying to do.
It's not trying to get by.
That's just the way I look at it.
I just can't look at every movie on the same measurement scale. That would not make sense to me.
What? They're all the same story. How can you not?
No, I'm saying every movies in general. I don't look at movies in general and have it all on the same type of scoring system.
Oh, why?
I have to take everything on its individual merits, just like a person. I believe in the liberty of film, yeah.
No, dude, I'm sorry, man. There's good movies and there's bad movies.
Sure.
And there's movies that can be good for reasons, but
yeah, but you can get a lot out of bad movies.
Sure, but they're not bad. They're just fucking average, subpar. They're nothing to say, dude.
They have plenty to say. Star Wars has plenty to say about the nature of man and doing the right thing, and overcoming your flaws, and the fact that you've lived a certain lifestyle doesn't mean you're doomed to it. Yeah. There's a lot of big, prescient operatic themes in the story, and they're not
shit. Doesn't change for me, dude. Listen, man, it sounds like
I'm not making an argument for you. I'm stating why I feel the way I do about it.
Well, I fucking hate the way you feel about it. I hate the way you feel about it. It offends me. Okay.
Well, that's the original trilogy. So you watched Rogue One last night. So this was the first of the newer movies we're touching on.
Yeah,
I bet you liked it, didn't you?
No, it's okay. I mean, it's okay though.
What's the best of the new ones?
I don't know. I haven't watched it. I didn't watch it till last night. It's okay. It's okay. It's not anything really. It's kind of annoying, honestly.
I thought that movie was boring as fuck.
Yeah, it's boring, but it's okay on the sense of.
Why is it okay?
Just okay. It's just nothing good, nothing bad.
Placed, flat characters.
The girl annoyed the fuck out of me. I couldn't stand it.
I don't know if it's really their fault because that movie had such post-production fuckery happened with that thing.
I can't wait for the new Star Wars. It's going to be so terrible.
They reshot 35-40% of Rogue One and the assistant director did it because apparently they claimed it was such a mess that somebody had to come and do cleanup because if you watch the first trailer for Rogue One, none of the footage of the first trailer is in the movie.
I don't know.
They completely. Well, I'm not saying that you have to.
No, I know. I'm just saying it's
post-production. But anyways, it's
okay.
No, what I mean is this. I actually thought it was pretty awful. I think it's awful because it does not accomplish its goals.
It's nothing. It's a nothing movie. A planet gets blown up. That's all I fucking really know. I don't really care. None of it really made me feel anything. I was like, okay, I can put that movie on and not give a shit.
Well, that's what I mean about the most of the criticisms you gave to the other movies. I would put on Rogue One.
They're just as bad.
No, I would. Whatever. I mean, I would say that I would put those criticisms on something like Rogue One because I think they'd be appropriate for that movie.
Dude, I'm so sick of fucking learning about the Death Star. I have fucking every movie's about the fucking Death Star.
ATST, ATST, Death Star. You ever see that Red Letter Media video?
Absolutely not.
With Rich Evans?
No.
They're just like, because he's pretending to be a Star Wars super fan. And I think it was when Rogue One came out, and it's just him like yelling Star Wars stuff at the camera. ATST, ATST, Darth Vader. It's good. It's good stuff.
I just, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. But they're all bad. They're just all bad, dude. The only one I like is Empire Strikes Back. It's the only one out of 10 fucking movies so far. 9, whatever fucking number it is. They're all bad. Holland was not very good. They're all fucking bad. They're just so bad.
Out of all the new ones, I know you didn't rewatch it, but I think Solo is like a okay movie. I would say that one to me was okay. It was better than I expect. I had such low expectations.
Ugh. I hate how fucking forgiving people are of Star Wars for some reason. Everyone forgives it, dude. They're all bad.
What do you, Dan? That's most movies. Most movies are like that.
Exactly. So let's just own up to it. Let's just fucking say that these movies are not some spectacle, fucking awesome bullshit. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it, Sean. I'm sick of it. I can't take it anymore.
I wouldn't say that the new ones are. I would say that the original trilogy, for what it is pretty solid. Sure. I think the prequels have interesting things, flawed execution. It was just a little too like sterile in a weird way. The prequel trilogy, they're kind of just like they just feel like video games, kind of. And then Rogue One, I think that movie just got fucked in post. The characters are lifeless. It's very plotting. It's a story again that does not need to be told. Like, who gives a shit? Like how they got the start, Death Destroyer, or whatever.
Dude, how many movies got the main focal point is Death Star? Force Awakens, Death Star, basically.
Star Killer Base, Dan.
Yeah, whatever. Death Star 2.8.
We'll talk about that.
No, I know. But then we got Return of the Jedi's got Death Star in it. New Hope's got a Death Star in it. Where's another? And Rogue One's got a Death Star in it. So that's 4 movies, dude. That has fucking Death Stars. And
that's one of the fair criticisms of Star Wars is that it's actually
repetitive.
They won't let the universe grow. It's a very small universe. Everybody has to be related. Like everybody's. It's the same, like you said. It's the same things over and over again. They just have no new ideas. I don't think Star Wars can sustain being deep.
Oh, wait until Rian Johnson's trilogy. Oh my god, I can't wait.
The subversion. It's going to be crazy.
No, I mean, at least Rian Johnson fucked it up, but at least he did it originally. At least he fucked it up on purpose.
We'll talk about that when we get there.
Saying.
I got some thoughts. I have some evolved thoughts about the last.
At least it was intentional. When I go fucking watch any of these other movies, it's like an accident. It's like everything's an accident. Everything just happens. I hate it so much. If I could destroy every copy of Star Wars and everyone forgot about it, I think the world would be a better place for it.
If you could disappear Star Wars?
No, I mean, in all actuality, though, stop being facetious and a complete asshole. You can watch them, I can get by. I can get by watching the original trilogy. I think it's still sitting at like a 6 or a 7, but that's only all 3 movies, mainly due to Empire Strikes Back.
Well, it is shocking how good Empire Strikes Back is in relative to the rest of the movies. I will say that for sure.
It's night and day.
It is night and day. It's leaps and bounds better than all of them.
Well, because
I'm not going to disagree with that.
Well, when you watch A New Hope, you're like, oh, it's the typical, very, like you said, the themes are there. Whatever. Yeah, it's very typical.
Traditional fantasy hero.
At the end, everyone's like, yo, dude, we fucking did it. Very Goonie style. I appreciate it. Sick. And then the second one comes in, it's just better. I don't know, dude. It's just better. Everything's better about it. Everything. And like you said, nothing really fucking happens in that movie. And it's sick. That's how you know it's a good movie.
But the things that do happen are incredibly memorable. They're big things.
But
so I don't know, man. And it just deepens those characters. It actually, if anything, it like gives life to the entire series. Is predicated on the things that happen and the things that are revealed in Empire Strikes Back. Just the way the Force works, the depth of the way characters feel about themselves, and how they, because they keep echoing and mirroring that in all the other movies.
Yeah.
So a lot of that stuff is like from Empire. It's crazy how much of the entire series is predicated on Empire.
Wow.
It's very much the gold standard. And I think that clearly has the best script, clearly has the best direction.
And then the Ewoks ruined Return of the Jedi. So stupid. They had a good movie for the first hour. It was awesome. Luke is sick. He's fucking badass. And then they just ruin it.
He's all dressed in black. Okay.
Yeah. Which, but then again, like I catch myself when I'm scrolling through YouTube because I watched one Star Wars video in prep, and I'm watching them like, oh fuck. Now I see it all the time. It's like, why does Anakin allowed to wear black? And I'm just like, fuck, dude, I gotta know now. I gotta know why Anakin is the only dude I see wear black, and it's obviously the theme and the elements, also original, real nice, George. But it's a part that I hate about myself that I've seen these movies. I legitimately hate myself for it, Sean. That's how bad these movies are, and that's all I have to say about that. Yeah, I cannot wait to see the next one.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna be closing out. So we have 2 more episodes for Star Wars, right? Yeah.
Yeah, thank God.
We're gonna talk about Episode 7, Episode 8. That's gonna be an episode, and then we're going to talk about, I think, Rise of Skywalker. Hopefully, we'll see it before the end of the month. I'm not 100% sure yet, but it'll get there eventually. If we don't have one, we'll just review. If we don't get to see it,
we're gonna see it. It's gonna happen. We're going. Silly Mon wants to go too.
See, look how Dan wants Star Wars now. He's.
I just want to go. I just can't wait to talk shit about it. I'm absolutely excited.
I can't wait to just ruin people's day.
Yeah, I can't wait to come out like, don't fucking waste your money, dude. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna be the lowest of the new ones. It's gonna make the least amount of money. I'm gonna call it right now.
Is this Jeremy from the Quartering?
Yep.
Get woke, go broke, dog.
Listen, dude, if Trump gets impeached, this movie's going down. That's all I gotta say.
The people will revolt. Yeah. The people will be like, this is to blame. Star Wars is to blame.
100%.
You guys should have kept your fucking mouth shut.
But dude, like, I really gotta take a shit, dude. I absolutely have to take a shit.
And that's the end of the episode.
Star Wars, if they should